Hello and welcome to the Daily WIP, the show where we discover everyone is becoming a media company. On the show today, we're talking about sales funnels. Hopefully, you'll know what this is. This is a sales funnel. You have the very top, which is you grab attention from people, and then you slowly but surely you convert them down to a customer. You might get 1,000 people at the top that convert to 100 people who want to know more. So you've lost 900 people. 10 of those want to know exactly what's going on and really consider a buy. And then one of those, right here, wants to become a customer. So 1,000 people heard about you and one of them became a customer. So it's a sales conversion funnel. Now you might say, well, what the hell is this funnel over here? And this is the funnel of video that you use to sell to people. And the inverse of this funnel is the number of videos that you use to get people to the different stage. So at the very tip top, in terms of getting people's attention, awareness stage, you might have one video that is going on. So that's like your hero brand content. It's one emotional, visionary piece that lets people know that you exist in this space and that the world is going to be different, right? You make one of those. For example, some people make more. And then when they come down and they go, great, so in this wonderful future when the world has changed and unicorns are real, what is the world like when you've changed my world as a product or a service? And so you might have 3 videos, say, that help them understand certain parts or nuances of how your product or service is helping them become awesome. You might have like a high-level how-to or how it solves problems. You might have a case study. You might have a partner-led video which is about how your products and services and partners' products and services work together to change the game. And so they're like, great, okay, contextually, I'm into this. I like the space you're playing in. I think you're solving some pretty interesting problems. Now I want to know specifics, right? So I want to know exactly how this feature helps me. I want to know how that customer did the exact thing. I want to know how your company started. I want to know about the founding of it. I want to know who else has invested. I want to know blah, blah, blah. I want to know exactly how these features work, da, da, da. And so as you go down, maybe at this point they've become a customer, and then you've got lots of other videos which are, all sorts of things which they can watch and enjoy and learn about this space, right? And so you can start to make very tangential videos. You might have an episodical TV show, a comedy TV show about some scientists who are getting up to endless gags on the moon because you're SpaceX or something, right? So that sort of thing happens. So then you come back to the conversion funnel. So this one piece of content needs to interest 1,000 people. And then these 3 bits of content have to work for 100 people. And then these 15 pieces of content have to work for 10 people. And then all these pieces of content have to work for this one person who actually became a customer. Now the interesting thing here is that these pieces of content, the Daily WIP is these pieces of content, suddenly helps this person bring more people to the top. And because this person is highly engaged and they absolutely agree and they want to bring other people on the journey, you now have traffic that's coming through that is being referred to you by trusted sources, which means that the traffic gets stronger, so your conversion rate gets stronger. So instead of them bringing in 1,000 friends and only one of them becomes a customer, they might bring in 2 friends and one of them becomes a customer, right? So the power down here is enormous at creating that conversion rate. And then as you go up, you start thinking, okay, well, what is the budget of all these videos? How much am I going to spend? And this is where you come back to the conversion rate. Now, I put some dollar figures on them, right? Let's add another couple of zeros there, right? So now you've got $100,000 for a hero piece of visionary content. You've got $10,000 per piece for these pieces of content that take this new piece of traffic from, oh my God, I love this place in the world, and yeah, I think I like the way you solve this problem. And then you've got $1,000 a piece for all these pieces over here, which is case study, you were at an event, you did blah, 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 blah. It's helping them see that your product and the partner base and the customer base make sense together. And then at the very bottom, these ones are like, it's $100 a piece. And that's essentially free videos, like shooting a video like this. You have to invest in time. So, CEO of a company, but I take time to share with you because we see the value going forward. You have to buy the equipment, a couple of grand, $5,000 worth of stuff. and then you aggregate it across many videos, and then you've all of a sudden got this. But the interesting thing is happening here, which is this overarching cost that you have here, is that over time this should become effing huge. There should be lots, hundreds of videos down here, which if you aggregate the cost, will actually cost more than your hero piece, and will actually, within time, be probably your biggest conversion, because it will start to travel up the conversion line, and it will start to be the place where people hear about you first, because you've got so many pieces of content which are so specific that it's helping people in all sorts of specific areas and bringing them into your content machine, which is kind of where the funnel falls down over time. But you have to think about it at the start, otherwise you don't ever get the chance to get to the later thing where you are essentially a media company, and I mean this in the truest sense of you just have enormous amounts of content. You're essentially a TV channel, right? You're using every type of place to publish it, and people are finding it and consuming it and finding more of it, and you're literally taking the time that they would be using to watch Netflix or TV or something else, they're using that time to watch your stuff, which means you have their attention, which means your conversion rate's awesome, you're making more customers, and everyone's making heaps of money. So when this ties into what does it mean to, say, marketing managers and creatives who work with them or work internally or are a production company, you get these production companies, so you might get a really, an expensive production company to work with you on this piece, and it might involve an agency, and then you get smaller production companies, freelancers to help you in this area, and then you want those people, if they're good at doing business, those people will help train you to do all these pieces. And they might help you in a few events or something, but they're essentially enabling you to do those pieces yourself, so that the more you do of that, the more of this you need to do, because your whole machine's going crazy, and so then they get more of this work. So if you're a freelancer or a production company, this is where you live. You need to make your customer feel awesome about doing that stuff themselves. It's never going to take away from this, and that over time you might aspire to become the hero piece. But that's really the landscape for companies like Sandwich Video or famous filmmakers who do one commercial every 2 years, and then that becomes the hero piece, right? So that is really how it works. You've got a small amount of content to a lot of content. You've got high production budget to low production budget. You've got a conversion rate, and then over time your mass of content, your content machine over here, becomes almost its own sales funnel. All right, that's what I wanted to tell you today. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.